Okie dokie. So this is page 99. At the back of the classroom, there's a bunch of pencils. Okay, so page 99. So for each of these, you will have wanted to draw the trend line and describe the correlation. Yes? So what kind of correlation do we have for question number 1? Yes. This is a high positive. Now, how can we tell that it is high? That's why it's positive. Okay, so it goes uphill. So that's how you can tell that it is positive. Yes, Max? Yeah, not even just a relatively equal distance, but they are all the dots are almost on the line. They are close to the line. How about number 2? That is low, and it is negative. And it is negative because why? It's going downhill. And why is the correlation low? Yeah, the dots a lot of the dots are far from the line. And if you want that sharpened, there's a sharpener. All right, let's take a look at number 3. It is perfect. And it is negative. What does it mean when we say that it is perfect? All the dots are on the line. And it's going downhill, so it's negative. How about number 4? We've got no correlation. It's just random. Number 5. Strong, definitely. It is strong and it is negative. Is there another word we could use if we wanted to instead of strong? We could use high. Number 6, weak, positive. doesn't want me to let me draw the line. There we go. That's not very good. I want it to be lower down, but I'm having trouble putting the ruler on and both drawing at the same time. See, it keeps wanting, anyway. Your line should look better than that. It should be maybe a little lower down because I've got way more in here. I'll just try freehanding it. Something like that, I'd be a little more happy with. Okay, weak and positive. What could we say instead of weak? We could say low. Excellent. Ooh, what if in number 5 we had a dot that was there? We would still have a strong high or high negative correlation, but what would we call that point? Tell your partner if you can remember. Anyone want to tell me what that one is? That is an outlier. It lies outside of the normal data. Oh, and by the way, yesterday in class, I said that the vocab quiz was on Wednesday, but online it said Thursday for the vocab quiz. I've updated that to Thursday because we're going to do a oval today. I want to make sure we can debrief that tomorrow so that you don't miss out on anything from that that's on the vocab quiz, and then you can have the quiz Thursday. Okay? Number 8. Or actually, this should be number 7, but apparently I can't count because I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 8. The one that should be number 7, but is labeled number 8, what kind of correlation do we have there? We have perfect, positive. Yes. And how about number 8? Well, let's take a look. Let's draw a trend line. I would not give you one like this on a test because it's not super obvious, and I want to give you ones that are super obvious. Yes? I would probably classify it as strong positive, but it's a bit borderline, you know, like there's a few points that are kind of out there. So like I said, this is not the kind of one I would give you on a quiz or a test because it's a little ambiguous. You might go one way on your answer, you might go the other way. I would say strong positive though. That would be my preference. Which one do you guys like, A, B, or C? B. Tell your partner why. Why not A? Why not A? Yes. Sorry? A is not in the middle. Yeah, all the points are below the line. Why not C? Yes. All the dots are above the line. And in B, we have an equal number of dots above and below. So that is a happy, happy thing. Yes, for sure. Okay, question 10. Do we like, and I guess I should label these somehow, do we like graph A, do we like graph B, or do we like graph C? We like B? What's wrong with A? It doesn't actually have to, this one actually touches 3 dots, which is doing just as well as B. Jonah. Yeah, when you look at all the dots that are above, they're mostly on the left-hand side. We have dots below all the way across. Yeah, we've got dots below kind of everywhere. But even at that, we don't have any right at the very left-hand edge of the line, yes? What you have to look and you have to say, does the steepness match the steepness of the data? This one is not following the overall trend. This one is too steep. You could also argue that this has more dots below the line than above the line. I'm just going to do a quick count here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I don't have the same number of dots. It's not a huge difference. My biggest problem is, where do you see most of the yellow stuff? You see well, all the yellow stuff is below, but it's also it's skewed towards the left, right? The stuff below is skewed left. The stuff above is skewed right. So that tells me that my slope is wrong. It tells me I'm either too steep or I'm too shallow. Is this one too steep or too shallow? C. C is too shallow. And this one is just right. Okay. Did that help? Excellent. Perfect, perfect. So today we are going to, if you did not get a chance to finish the POGL activity last day, you can finish it up, but we're going to be starting a new POGL about organizing data. We only have 2 of them this unit, so this is the second one. And the new POGL is on page Now, who was away last time we did a POGL? You're listening and you're like, POGL? What is this weird word that you're saying? Okay, so we'll have to find you a group to join into. Okay. If you're thinking, what is this strange word which you speak in this sense, then you aren't here. Do you guys remember what the P stands for? Process. And then O? Oriented. And then the G stands for? Guided. Inquiry. Learning. Not that you have to know what it stands for, but because there's a few people who are away, I wanted to, remind you of that. And the key thing is there is some inquiry there, which means that you're not just being told the information, you're being presented with some stuff and then asked questions about it, which is the guided part. Those questions guide you to make learning for yourself. So the new POGL activity is on page. Let me find the page for you. Where is my book? I don't know. Okay, that's okay. I don't know. It is on pages 86 to 92. Now, before we get started, I would like you to see if you can remember the 4 roles. See if you can remind your neighbor what the 4 roles are. Okay, what was one of the roles? Yes, spokesperson. Tell your neighbors what a spokesperson does. What does the spokesperson do? Yeah, they ask questions around the group, make sure that nobody in the group knows the answer first, and then they can go ask other groups, and then they can go ask the teacher. All right, so that's our spokesperson. What's another role? Yes. Process analyst. Tell your neighbor what a process analyst does. Okay, what does a process analyst do? Yes. Make sure the group works together. Yes, that's one of the things they do. Do you guys remember last year doing a core competency chat? Okay, If you're ever like, I don't know what to do for my core competency chat, a POGL activity will work nicely for that because creative thinking is a process skill. Communication is a process skill. It's social responsibility is a process skill. Positive personal and cultural identity is a process skill. Personal awareness and responsibility is a process skill. And hopefully you're also doing some critical thinking, which is a process skill. So it's all of those things. Is your group doing a good job of thinking? Is your group doing a good job of communicating? Is your group doing a good job of asking good questions? All of those things are things that the process analyst is going to look at and say, are we doing a good job? Are there areas that we're really good at? Are there areas where we can improve? So they're giving like feedback to the group about how you're doing. Third role. We got a spokesperson, process analyst. I guess that was a given, that the next letter was a U. Quality. Quality checker would work, but it's officially quality control. What is the job of the quality control person? They check how good everybody's answers are. What else do they check? Quality control person makes sure everyone's answers are the same. They make sure that everybody agrees what the answer should be. Okay? Quality control. And last but certainly not least, we have the facilitator. What does a facilitator do? It's time to get going. They make sure the group is starting on time. They make sure everyone's voice is heard. They just kind of keep things rolling along, right? If you get distracted, they're the ones who bring you back on task. Okay? And if you forget what all of those roles are, what do we have? We have sheets, which I put over here today. They're on this little table here. And guess what? I put them in new sheet protectors because the other ones were getting old and crinkly, and quite frankly, they were a little bit sticky, which really bothered me. I'm like, ah. So these ones are nice and brand new and clean, and they're not sticky and they're not crinkly. If you are process skills, you get these two. All the other ones are just the one sheet. Yes? And how many people in a group? 4. If you have 5 people, what should 2 of them be? 2 are the process analyst. And if you have only 3 people in a group, everyone's the process analyst. And at the end of the activity, what do you do? In your little sheet, as your process analyst, you get 2 of them. What's in the back? A little sort of fill in the blank kind of, or circle the self-evaluation. It's a little self-evaluation. Do you guys think you are ready to go? Do you remember your groups? Max, you can join any group you would like to. Okay. And if your group has lost too many people because, say, they're away today, just let me know. I'll see if I can, manage your. I can look it up. I wrote them down last day. So your job, finish last day's Poggle, then start the new Poggle. If you haven't finished last day's Poggle, that was pages 76 or something like that. 72 to 70, no, 67 to 71. Where do you sit? How do you sit? As close together as possible, usually two people on one side of the desk, two people on the other side. If you've got three people, two on one side of the desk, one person in the middle on the other side. So as symmetrically as possible. All right. Can you guys get in your own groups or do you need a hand? Let me know if you've forgotten or if you don't have a group, I can help you out. Yeah. All good. Yep, send one of your group members to grab all the cards. Yes. You have the one that you have control over that you change, and then you have the one that changes in response to you. So which one is which? Volume is the which one? Is it the independent or is it the dependent? Independent.